Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings.
Why are you listening to this show?
The podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
I need everybody to know here that if you love Ron Magill and you want to support the things that he is doing, he's got a big event at Zoo Miami. He's winding down his career at Zoo Miami. There's not going to be a lot of time left there.
Breaking news? There's enough going on this week. I don't need that too.
Come on.
Is he okay?
Oh my God, he knows.
I'm not breaking news here. He's just in his 60s. And
People live a long time.
I mean, the government's in bad shape and government workers are having a hard time at the moment. And so...
Ron's okay, though.
Wait, so he's dying or he's getting fired?
Well, this happens to me all the time when I say goodbye. This happened to me yesterday when I was saying goodbye to you. People thought that you were dying as well at the beginning of that. This happens to me every time I say anything like this. I'm not breaking news when I tell you that he's got a Halloween party, and I don't know how many more of these he's going to be doing at Zoo Miami. It's Monster Masquerade. It's an adults-only event, and he's allowed us to give our listeners a discount. Roy, give the people some of the details on this.
Yeah, this event is tomorrow. Please do not bring your kids. This is adults only, 21 and over. Oh, yeah. All right, the code is RONMM25. You can get 15% off the ticket price, which is $150 each. Has open bars, and you can eat from 20 restaurants. You can go to zoomiami.org/monster and use code RONMM25 for a 15% discount.
Is this like a upside down pineapple situation? What do we got here?
Maybe.
We all agree that this is Derek Zoolander, right?
Yes.
Like they just photoshopped a picture of Zoolander a little bit. That's Blue Steel. Right? He's not an ambi-turner, right? So that's why he's turning his left right here.
Domonique Foxworth is waiting for us in the Zoom. I thought Billy was going to speak there, but Billy, as you know, does things when he wants to do things.
No, we're talking to me, and you were just trying to figure, because you again said after we were trying to clarify, this might be the last one he does, and we're like, well, because he's sick, he's dying, government. What's happening?
He's just old.
Yeah, he's not that old.
Look, this is a day for celebration of old people. I'm going to give you guys some stats from OptaStats. Thursday marked the first time ever that a 40-year-old starting pitcher won a Major League Baseball postseason game, while a 40-year-old starting quarterback won on the NFL in the same day. This also from OptaStats. There's been one game in the history of the NFL where both quarterbacks completed 65% of their passes, threw for 3 touchdowns, had a 100-plus passer rating, threw a 25-yard TD pass, and erased a double-digit deficit. That game occurred last night between two 40-year-old quarterbacks. Ron is 25 years older than the oldest people in sports. Ron is toward the end of his life and career.
He's not playing quarterback for the Browns or the Bengals. Like, he'll be fine. He's talking about animals.
He's riding a golf cart saying, hey, look, there's a zebra.
Domonique Foxworth joins us now. The Domonique Foxworth Show is something that is informative and fun. Can you explain to me what it is that we saw last night? Because I'm sitting here saying, I thought Jalen Ramsey played pretty well, and you're a former cornerback. So it seems like an impossible position to play when you've got to guard T. Higgins and him getting 6 catches, and the last one makes you a huge failure in a game where they acquired you to be the guy who wins that game. They acquired you to be the guy who does not get beaten by T. Higgins in that spot.
First of all, how's Dan? Anybody? This man is a successful professional communicator, but still struggles to communicate, and I love it. It humanizes you. It's like when Shaq shoots free throws. It's fantastic. But, I mean, as for Jalen Ramsey, he's an incredible football player. What happened last night, I think Tony kind of mentioned it earlier about how it's a challenging position. And I think, to be honest, we talk about how losing a step could hurt you. Like, he isn't as quick as he used to be. So, like, when he's in press coverage, he's going to get beat a little bit more. And it's just those inches that change the way that things work, especially when there's an accurate quarterback. So he was on Chase and Higgins at different times in the game, and he made some plays from time to time. But it's a really tough position, especially when the guys that you're going up against are in their prime, and you may not quite be there anymore. But, yeah, what he means to that defense is more about flexibility and versatility than it is about, like, being a lockdown, shut shutdown corner that they put on the guy and he disappears. But you also mentioned earlier that the running attack, that was really the difference for the Bengals. The Steelers were in a lot of single high stuff trying to take away that rushing attack, which isolates Jalen Ramsey. And Jalen Ramsey was playing off really far quite a bit. And then when he got up and pressed, that's when that little bit of quickness that he might have lost, it gets in the way and it becomes a problem.
So did he or did he not play well? Is a cornerback even allowed to play well the way you do cornerback measurements in a game that looks like that?
No. I mean, his assessment would be that he played poorly. He gave up a couple touchdowns in the most pivotal play in the game and just man-to-man isolated press coverage. Like, you can't say that you play well in that situation. They give you a really hard job. That's the thing about playing, I mean, frankly, any professional sports, but especially at that position. And the same thing could be said for playing quarterback. That's a really, really difficult job. It's hard to do. If you don't succeed, then you didn't do it well. That's one of the great things about sports is you don't have a whole bunch of conjecture about why this happened or what's going on here. We might do it when we're analyzing the game, but when you get back to the locker room, guys are either saying good job, high five, or saying, hey, it ain't that big a deal, man. We'd be all right. It happens to everybody. Like that's your experience. Rarely do they MF you and try to fight you. You have to be really bad for that to happen. But most of the time, it's like, hey, come on, man. It gets everybody. Don't worry about it. We behind you, that type of stuff.
Well, you say they get everybody, but I haven't seen a game except maybe Seattle, Tampa Bay this year. I haven't seen a football game played where that's what I'm watching. Wait, I thought the Steelers' defense was good. What do you mean all of a sudden the 40-year-old quarterback who's not Browning can get there and have a 350-yard game where he's not throwing from behind? He'll just decimate you all game long, and all of a sudden the Bengals look exactly like they did with Burrow. How's that possible?
Well, the Steelers' defense isn't very good. Like, they haven't been all that good all season long. They have a lot of names, and they have a long reputation. It's a lot like what happened with the Ravens, but I guess the Ravens have the excuse of a bunch of injuries. The Steelers defense has kind of been up and down this year. The games that they had like a high EPA were a result of turnovers, and those things, as you know, can come and go depending on the situation. So they haven't been all that good this year. That still doesn't mean that this offense that's been bad without Joe Burrow all year should just kind of go in there and do what they want with him the way they did. But I think you can chalk it up to the Joe Flacco dead cat bounce, and also like Thursday nights. Thursday nights are always a little bit unpredictable because it's just a random weird rest situation and preparation situation. But yeah, Joe Flacco wasn't doing anything amazing. He was just picking them apart and making the decisions to get rid of the ball quickly and finding the soft spots in the zone. But I don't know why he's still doing it, at first it was like confusing to me, like why is Joe still out there? But now it's kind of beautiful and romantic that I genuinely think that this guy, you know, people say I would do this for free, and we all know they're lying. He's really one of these guys that I think would do it for free because I think he recognizes, while taking a contract with the Browns, he recognizes that he's not going to win a Super Bowl or impact his legacy in any way. He also made a ton of money. I'm not sure exactly what could motivate him to go out there and get hit by people other than he just really freaking loves it. I don't love nothing as much as Joe Flacco loves to play football.
He really does. He's been asked in press availabilities about, like, why are you still doing this? You have nothing to prove. And he's like, well, I'm presently at the level where I know I'm still an NFL quarterback and I only got one life to live. He's actually been, it's a love letter to football. Right. Every time he's asked about the question, he's like, why wouldn't I still want to be out here? It's freaking amazing.
Or he hates his family.
Or he hates Mike Tomlin.
Just saying.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Who does Joe Flacco hate more, Mike Tomlin or his own family?
Oh, I mean, don't his sons hate him? Isn't that a thing that his sons
they wear opposing uniforms?
Oh man, that's a cauldron there. That's a tough household where your sons who are eating the food that you buy, going to the fancy schools that you probably pay for, wearing all their expensive clothes that you have given them, also probably pretty athletic and tall thanks to your genes, still like, you know what? Jahmyr Gibbs. That's my guy.
Yeah, buy me the Gibbs jersey with that money we make, Dad.
That's awful. But Domonique, I didn't even think about that. It's like actually the money from winning Super Bowls is the money that you little MFers are taking to Dick's Sporting Goods and being like, hey, put me down for one of them Gibbs.
Flacco's got one assignment during his time in Cincinnati, and that's just win enough to be a bridge to possibly Joe Burrow coming back and them having a shot at the playoffs. After 2 games, It seems like he's going to be able to tread enough water to get them there, right?
I mean, I hope so. Like, that feels like a lot more fun experience than the alternative. I think that the fact that he has good receivers, it's so hard to decipher what's happening in a football game. And I would have told you before Thursday night that Joe Flacco was going to have a rough outing and the Bengals were going to get blown out. And I don't know exactly the reason why this is all worked out. I think there's a couple receivers that probably helps to understand it. But those guys couldn't work for Jake Browning, who's had some successful runs in that same situation with those guys. So, like, some of this stuff is surprising. I've noticed this year that it feels like there are some, like, emotional impact of certain players in certain situations that's impossible for us to measure as I've gone through, like, my evolution of an analyst, from going from, like, football guy who's like hand in the dirt, everything can be explained by football, to like reading more about analytics and understanding that, to feeling like I can figure things out, to these numbers, to now back around on that cycle to like football guy where it's like, man, get these damn bobs right and hit somebody, holla at Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo. All of a sudden, we beating the defending Super Bowl champs.
It's about having guys, right? And it feels like Flacco's playing a bit of Madden right now. He's like, all right, I'm going to throw it to Jamar Chase 23 times, and let's see if you can stop him, right? Like, it's easy to play quarterback when you have a guy that's that good and you just throw the ball to him.
It wasn't easy for Browning. Like, it made it easier for Browning, but Browning can throw you 3 interceptions. So can Flacco, by the way, but he's not going to do it against the Jets next week. They're going to be 4-4, Domonique. And what we're like, if Flacco was enjoying life as football player before, he's enjoying it more when he's got the old age and he's counting the minutes, because he's like, I was just with the Browns. I know how hard this can be when I don't have players. Good God, wait a minute. There's a team where I can throw to those two guys? Both my wide receivers are super expensive. Okay, I'll go there and punctuate my career there and see if I can just get it to 500 for Joe Burrow. And then all of a sudden in the playoffs, everyone's fearing the Bengals again.
A lot of pressure on Joe Burrow, though, because I think that it wasn't a foregone conclusion. We were kind of saying, like, if we get there, then maybe Joe Burrow can be back. Like, I'm not sure. Can you imagine a scenario where Joe Burrow comes back and plays poorly and the Bengals are like, hey, man, bring back Flacco. His toe's not quite healed all the way. We need to bring back Flacco.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. Super excited to talk to you about the official ticketing partner of the Dan Le Batard Show. They've been a good partner of ours, and I couldn't be prouder of it because, folks, you know I really use Game Time. I practice what I preach here, people, because the Game Time app gives the advantage back to fans. It's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets, especially when it comes to the National Football League. It is hard to get some really prime NFL tickets, and Game Time makes it so incredibly easy because the interface is beautiful and easy to understand, and the Game Time guarantee means that you can trust that you'll be getting 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. You get zone deals, favorites, panoramic seat views, the low price guarantee, and Game Time's unparalleled ticket coverage. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Every October, my pets get just as excited as the rest of the family, which sounds cute until you realize that means I need costumes that actually fit, toys that don't fall apart instantly, and treats they won't just sniff and walk away from. Luckily, Chewy has it all. Fast delivery, great deals, everything in one place. Dopey's happy, Izzy's happy. I look like I know what I'm doing. They've got food, treats, toys, even flea meds, all shipped to my door in a day or two. And if I have questions like which flea treatment's best, or if my dogs can actually pull off a taco costume, someone at Chewy's there 24/7. Plus, with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, I can return anything within a year. Finding costumes for bigger dogs is usually impossible, but Chewy has sizes for everyone. This Halloween, make your pets be part of the celebration. Shop costumes, toys, and treats with Chewy. Go to chewpanions.chewy.com/Le Batard Show to get $20 off your first order. That's chewpanions.chewy.com/Le Batard Show to get $20 off your first order. chewpanions.chewy.com/Le Batard Show.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm someone that's constantly adding stuff to different carts on random websites. Like there's a teal Marlins hat that's been calling to me for like 2.5 years that I'm constantly getting advertisements for. Is something eventually I'll purchase because I keep those things in the cart. Then I see it, that beautiful glowing purple shop pay button. Boom, checkout's done. I don't even have to get up and find my wallet. That, my friends, is Shopify magic. That little purple button means that the store is powered by Shopify, which doesn't just make it easy to buy, but ridiculously easy to start and run your own business, too. Whether you're a giant like Mattel or Gymshark or, just launching something weird from your garage, Shopify has your back. Let's be real, if we can run a show with this much chaos, you can run a business with Shopify. With hundreds of beautiful templates, tools for payments, inventory, analytics, marketing, it goes on, and it's all in one place. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Batard. Go to shopify.com/Batard. Shopify.com/Batard.
Dan Le Batard.
We didn't get to your guys' against the spread.
You're right. Dude.
I don't have it against the spread
well.
because I wasn't prepared for this segment.
You need
And
an Ian in your life.
You have actively played defense against me today in a way that has rarely been this undercutting.
Stugotz.
Defense wins championships, baby. That's show business.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Domonique, you mentioned learning more about analytics in your current role as an analyst. When you were a player, did they ever, any of the prep, was it ever analytically driven? And if so, was it presented as such? Or did they just tell you, we need this to happen, and there was analytics behind the reasoning, but you guys never saw it?
Yeah, you know as well as anybody that there's always been analytics. It's funny because it's like a new word where like I make fun of people because they're like, I did some research. Like, how many Googles qualifies as research? You did one Google and read one article and you're presenting this as research. I think the same thing is true of analytics. Like, I think they're more sophisticated now, but we were always using analytics. We just called them tendencies. It's like, when this guy lines up here, this is the likelihood that he's going to do this. When this team is on this position of the field. So we always used it, and it made you feel confident and comfortable in the things that you are willing to do. I think that's one of the most important things, and especially at the position of cornerback, you have to take chances. The quarterbacks are too good. The receivers are too good. Like, you should never win a one-on-one matchup based on like physicality and the way the rules are set up. But if you take chances and you gamble and those chances are calculated, things will work out for you. I think that's all analytics are, and having confidence in the people that are presenting it. I think you make a good point about how is it presented to you. If you tell me the probability, that's one thing. But if you tell me a story about this probability and understand that when this is going to happen, and also like you have credibility. That's the thing that I think hangs over what's happening with the Eagles is like, I don't feel like there's like a leader in that organization right now on the offensive side of the ball that everyone can look to. Like they had Kellen Moore last year. I was like, hey, I've done it before. I've been here for a long time. You can trust that I'll fix this, because you know they had a rough start last year and they fixed it.
Let me stop him for a second because we've gone too long without celebrating Billy, and some old-time listeners of this show are really going to appreciate this. Time now for Guillermo's epic sound of the day.
Time now for
Guillermo's
epic sound of the day. It's going to be epic.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Billy.
Hello, Billy.
It's Billy. Domonique, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Dan, what's new?
You really took out Skipper in the last segment.
Oh!
I did.
Whoa. Didn't.
I didn't.
Billy wasn't even
I
here.
wasn't.
What are
Thank
you
you,
talking
Tony
about?
Gets. I wasn't even here. What are you
Exactly
talking
right.
about?
Also, he's talking about Gilligan,
Yeah. Anywho,
not the skipper.
you guys familiar with Demi Lovato?
Yeah.
Musician, actress,
Yes.
voice of a generation. Some say had some troubles.
Some
but
say.
overcame them. Now, honestly, looks happier than ever and healthier than ever. Just looking great. In fact,
What's going on there?
There was what do you mean, Dan?
This ain't the room for it.
Demi Lovato?
Yes, looks great.
No, you know who we're talking about.
Yes.
Though. Okay. So, Demi Lovato, who years ago we introduced the world to a clip such as this one. In fact, this exact clip. This is one of my favorite epic sounds of the day ever. Before she became friend of the Demi Lovato Bros, where we went and we saw her at the Daytona 500. If you remember correctly, you remember that?
No.
You don't remember when we met Demi
Cougs,
Lovato?
Thomas.
Yes.
You remember
Yes,
Cougs' dance moves?
Yes, Cougs' dance moves.
That's
yes.
the wrong picture, but that's fine. Don't worry. Never
Taylor.
changed. There we go.
Only
See that?
Only Cougs still stands.
Yeah. Well, not the day. Anywho, Demi Lovato was, doing some press 10 years ago. And when she was doing said press 10 years ago, she was asked her favorite dish.
Your favorite dish? My favorite dish? I like mugs because they're very comfortable in your hand and they hold the hot things that you don't have to touch. So, coffee or hot tea.
More of a bowl guy myself.
That is Guillermo's epic sound of the day. I'm glad that we brought
Now for
Guillermo's
epic sound of the day.
I'm
It's
glad.
going to be epic.
You guys have a favorite dish?
I'm glad
Dominique, what's your
that
favorite
we-
dish? Just
I mean, it's actually a pretty good answer. I get why it's dumb, but I mean, it's kind of a pretty good answer because it does have some use. Can I just say?
I don't think a mug is a dish. There,
Yeah,
I said it.
I-
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. I think
yeah,
it's
fair
a terrible
point. Wow,
answer.
how dare
Is a
you.
mug
Fair
a
point.
dish?
Fair
Is a
point.
mug a dish? I'd go with the saucer.
Saucer.
My favorite dish
That's a
is
ramekin.
Is the
That's
saucer.
what I call it.
Ramekin.
My dad taught me that word. Look, don't question me on this.
ramekins, where you put clothes on in a window.
No, ramekins are little tiny cups you put sauces in. Yep.
Ramekin sounds tawdry.
Put it on the poll. Do you know what a ramekin is? I want to get back
Ramekin,
to.
barely know him.
I want to get to the conversation that
Poor Ken.
Domonique was starting when he said that Joe Flacco's kids are disrespectful. All kids are disrespectful, aren't they? All kids.
They absolutely are, and they get so disrespectful that eventually they have to leave. We're gonna miss you, Billy. We love you so much, man. The weirdness in this show is a lot generated by Billy, and the show's gonna get a lot less weird, which is kind of sad. But congratulations, and we're all happy for you. Hopefully,
More
my
Jeremy.
kids can grow up to be. Oh God, my kids can grow up to be as awesome and entertaining and talented and funny as you, but right now they just disrespect the shit out of me on a regular basis, and it drives me nuts. And my wife tries to tell me that they don't mean it as disrespect, but if I tell you to put your laundry away, I take the basket from the laundry room and put it in your room in a place that you have to walk by. If you walk by it, that is disrespect. My wife's like, no, they're just not thinking about it like that. They don't take things as seriously as you do. But I throw to the room. Does that not qualify as disrespect? If I put it there,
1000%.
I know that you've walked by it 4 times. I heard you. It's 2 days now. It's still sitting there untouched. That's disrespect. I'm going to get mad. That's all.
Imagine if you step over, right? Like supreme disrespect. In the NFL, you get a flag for stepping over somebody. AI stepping over Ty Lue. That's disrespect.
Tony, you think I ain't do that? You think I ain't blocked the door with the laundry
That's what I'm saying.
basket?
So they're stepping over said laundry basket.
Oh,
And by doing that, are they, Dan, or are they not saying, hey, Dad, F you?
Well, they're not only just doing that, Dominique. I'm thinking to myself, as you say this, there isn't anywhere else in your life with any person you've encountered that you've ever abided this kind of disrespect.
That's the thing about love is love and fear, but I think I've probably abided a little bit more disrespect for people that had some more power. Like I've been MF'd by plenty of coaches where it's like, oh man. And also sometimes me and Ray Lewis disagree. And I'm like, you're right, Ray.
Okay,
I'll be quiet, but when he walks away, I start talking again.
That's an interesting one, though. What's funny about what you're articulating is the only time that you abide disrespect is when someone is actually more powerful than you. They're disrespecting you because they don't think you're powerful at all.
Exactly. I know. It's just they don't because I'm not. That's the misconception about everything. And I think, Dan, you might be figuring this out too. It's like, man, when I get to be, when you're a kid, you're like, man, when I get to be a parent, adult, I'm gonna have so much power and control, do whatever I want. Man, when I get to run my own company, I'm gonna have so much power and control, do whatever I want. That's not how it works, kids. Let me warn you, don't get your hopes up. It don't get much better than 17. 17 is awesome. Nothing gets better than being 17, especially if you're good at football. Oh, it's incredible. A 17-year-old that can ball? Oh, it's life. Be a 42-year-old who's married with 3 kids. Not nearly as much fun.
Dominique's kids are like, he'll be fine. We'll just draw another picture where his hairline is real strong.
That's how they win me back. I used to laugh with my brother about how our mom would apologize in the off chance that she did something that we were upset about, rather than being like, look, I'm sorry. She'd just be like, what's that video game you've been talking about? Where those shoes that you've really been liking? And then she would pick it up for us, and that was her version of apology. I feel the same way about these pictures. It's like, rather than be like, I'm sorry for disrespecting you, they're like, hey, you got a hairline like Jalen Rose, which clearly not true.
Is there anything more disrespectful than your kids do than what they just did to you? Like, what is the greatest of the indignities you suffered before you realized, wait a minute, this is a disrespect I'm abiding that I shouldn't be. These kids need to be better kids because I'm their dad.
It's a lot of words.
He's a great communicator. They are normally fantastically behaved children, but they do, like, because we are like more gentle parents than there was in the past. Like, obviously, I don't advocate any type of violence, but it is a much more direct way of communicating. And you turn up the volume a little bit, which is one thing I think I'm good at, is I don't blow up very often. So when somebody talk back, it's mostly like if my son talks back to his mother, I lose it then. And of course, we don't get to physical violence, but it's a lot of loud, and that stuff stops. So like the most disrespectful thing they do are these passive things where it's like, clean up after yourself. Don't take bowls out of the kitchen if you're not going to take them back into the kitchen. Those sorts of things, that my life is riddled with those things. And they irk me because they're so small that I seem like the crazy person for losing it. It's like, oh yeah, it's just a bowl in the living room. Like, it's not the end of the world. He didn't stab anybody, but I feel so personally disrespected. You guys make me feel bad. Like, is there anything like this in any of your lives that you're like, man, I know it's small, but I know that you thought about me when you looked at that goddamn bowl and walked past it for the 3rd time?
Dominique, what you're describing is microaggressions. That's the term, microaggressions. That's what children are great at. My kids, I told the story, I think it was a week ago or so. I was telling them about Milli Vanilli. And like, oh, this is the biggest thing. And they won these Grammys and these songs were hits. And then turned out they were lip syncing. And so my kids were like, oh, word. And so then we put on like a little documentary about it. And I showed them the videos. And they watched and they looked at me and said, you mean to tell me you think they were actually singing? And I know what they're trying to say. They're trying to say, you dumbass. You believe this? You bought this? They look at these guys. They're clearly lip syncing. But deep in my heart, I was like, no, but you don't understand. We all believed. We all thought it was real.
There's the when you're able to look back at something, because they're going to have the same experience, and we are all having that experience now too, where you're like, man, how could people disenfranchise other people's ability to vote? That's ridiculous back in the 50s. And then you look around like, oh, that could happen here too.
That's how right there.
It's the exact same thing. Milli Vanilli, girl, you know it's true. It's the exact same thing. What
Girl,
you're
you know
saying.
it's true.
Hey, audience, I got a special treat for you because I want to talk to you about Miller Lite, but I want to talk to you about Miller Lite with my good friend Rose. Hey, Rose.
Hi, everybody.
When we hang out, and we hang out often, we're friends. I consider us friends.
Yeah, me too.
We're often toasting the good times. And what am I toasting with?
With Miller Lite.
That's right, Miller Lite. Whether you're hanging out with your dear friend Rose or at game day, it just hits different when you got a Miller Lite in your hand. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to fantasy heartbreaks, it's a beer that has been there for every moment. 50 years of great taste, simple ingredients, and that iconic golden color that you can spot across the room. And it's just not the color of the beer, which is brilliant. That beautiful white can. How beautiful is that? Is that you doing the sound of a can opening? Is that your favorite sound?
No, it is a horsey.
A horsey? All right, we'll stop doing that. And here's a kicker. Miller Lite is just 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. The original light beer since 1975. That's right. And still hitting different 5 decades later. You're so good at this, Rose.
I know.
So whatever your game day looks like, remember, Miller time is always a good
time.
Look at us. We're a great tag team. High five again. Can you do that beer sound one more time? And the horse sound one more time? I regret asking you about that one, but the Miller Lite sound is good. Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller.
Time.
Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounce.
Ounces.
No, it says.
Oh, it says.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
I don't know what this world's gonna bring, but I know one thing is that DraftKings has you covered for the NFL season. With DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could put cash in your hands. I'm talking first touchdown scorers, I'm talking anytime bets, I'm talking live bets. Every snap is an opportunity. Imagine your team hits pay dirt and you get paid. New customers download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DAN. That's code DAN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Dan Le Batard.
I thought that we were past the Lightning.
Well,
I thought that we were better than the Lightning, and we didn't give the Lightning any mind. This is loser mentality.
That was last year.
No. Last year's shirt was World War III.
Yeah.
Our group chat has a good feeling about this one.
The Lightning aren't shit to me. I'm just going to come right out and tell you right now. We have surpassed the Lightning. They're not a formidable foe. They're a joke.
Stugotz.
I don't take them seriously at all. Strike me by Lightning. I don't care. Nothing's going to happen to me. Lightning are soft. I'm not giving them any mind. I'm not paying attention to them this series. On to the next round.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
While we've been talking about communication, what do you think Dan was trying to say here, Domonique?
I think Billy goes. I think Billy and Mike have both had zoo experiences that have grown their relationship with Ron Magill. Do I have this wrong?
I think that's really messed up that Dan would out people on air. Like, gosh, they got a little secret thing going on there. Let them live, baby.
That's a totally abnormal way to ask somebody if they've ever been to the zoo, right?
He said something earlier in the show today that was really weird too. Like in the first segment, I just like, man, it feels like there's like 1,000 things probably going on in his mind at one time. Like when I'm listening to him, I can hear the wheels turning. Whereas there was a time when Dan, all the wheels are turning, and it's just like you couldn't tell. It's just spitting out all this great stuff. And now, like the great stuff doesn't stop, but occasionally it comes out with another word of a different thought.
And it usually starts with, tell me if I have this wrong.
Wait, Dominic, you got Dan's words getting into a club, which is his mouth, and they're all going, all right, how many you got with you? All these guys. And then there's one word that kind of sneaks in the back, like, I'm with them too.
This is exactly what happens again. Like, we should listen to the question again and figure out, or the response again, and figure out which one of these words snuck in with the group of baddies. Like, it's just a fat dude just squeezing, like, oh, I'm with them. He never used to get in before.
I think Billy goes. I think Billy and Mike have both had zoo experiences that have grown their relationship with Ron Magill. Do I have this wrong?
I think they just bum rushed the door.
Zoo experiences.
None of y'all supposed to be.
It's like 7 Chris Pens.
You know,
just bum rushing.
I think you're doing great, sweetie.
It's growing and experiences.
Yeah, experience
Those are the
weird,
two
yeah.
words that's like, nah, y'all, you too old to be in this club. Get out of here.
All I was trying to say is that he gave your kids a VIP tour they'll never forget.
Then say that.
Sounds much better.
I wanted them to say it, and I've gotten old. This is what happens.
I haven't done that.
Zoological experience.
I think my window closed on that. Ron's never going to talk to me again. Let's be real.
Have you ever tried to talk while reading at the same time? It's like you're reading something and you're trying to hold a conversation with someone else. Like, I feel like that's also an explanation that's going on, is like sometimes these things bleed into the same conversation.
Domonique, I got a question. I was on a flight and the guy next to me was watching Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. The problem was he was watching last week's game. Do I have an obligation to let the guy know?
You have to let him know. I would love to let him know.
No.
Was it Dan?
Was he enjoying it?
He seemed to be really into it. It's Eagles-Giants. I mean, that's a great game.
I watched a video a couple weeks ago where like this family convinced their dad that they were watching the Dodgers playoff game because he had like bad vision, took off his glasses or whatever, and they were really just playing a video game on the screen. And he's like, how'd you get the game? How'd you get the game? Like, we found it, Dad. Don't you worry. And they kept it going for like over an hour.
It'd be great if Dan just started today's show with Cam Scadaboo became a star last night.
I told you this happened in an Amazon Prime game, the Rams game the other day.
You're like, these games are starting late.
They're still outside the stadium with Fitzpatrick and Whitworth playing with the tailgate crowd, and I'm looking at my watch. I'm like,
daylight?
It's 8:45. How is it that they're still doing this? Just because I hit play, thought it was going to take me to live, and it went back to the start of the broadcast.
Playing in Hawaii.
I got a confession to make. It's happened to me before. I've figured it out now, but if you have like YouTube TV, you watch on one TV and then you turn it off, it stops whatever you're watching where you were watching it. And then if you go turn it back on somewhere else, it picks it up there. And I've been in group texts talking to people about a game that's been over for an hour because I'm still behind. It happened to me a couple times. Now I double check because I can just press it and then it's like, yeah, start. It doesn't say like resume, or it says resume, but it doesn't say like go to live. And you have to be conscious of that or you'll look like an idiot. But I'm also old. I know I'm old because of that. And I don't recognize these player celebrations anymore. Like, that was a thing that I used to like see a celebration and be like, I get that right away. And like the commentators are confused by it. Now I know I'm old, almost Dan age.
Ooh, that's a good one. Which one got you? Which one got you recently where you don't know the celebrations? Because that is a good landmark on how it is that people fall out of the pop culture demo. You're watching athletes celebrate something, and you don't recognize what it is.
It's most of them now seem like they're TikTok dances.
You gotta get on TikTok. They're all TikTok dances.
Yeah, it's this like booty shaking song where all the guys, which you would be surprised by, it's a woman's song. Forgot what it's called. Take Me Through There, I think is what it's called.
Show us. Why don't you show us?
Well, I can't do the booty shaking portion. They don't really do that, but then they do like this thing while they're dancing.
Oh.
And I was like, why is everybody doing that? And of course I went to TikTok. I was like, oh yeah. And so I could go pretend like I know why they're doing that.
And so which one got you though? Is there one in particular that got you?
That's crazy.
It's all of them. They were all doing it throughout college. And like, I know that this happened recently because they like recently banned the wiping of the nose celebration. And I was in on that. Like, they were getting away with it for many years. And I was like, I know what you're doing there. Nobody else knows. And then all of a sudden, this year, people are doing TikTok dances that I've never seen before. So I know that I'm on a path to eventually letting a lot of people in the club that shouldn't be in the club and sounding like I'm not making sense. That one, you know what it means, Tony. Yeah, you can't be doing that anymore. They banned it, which is funny because, it's innocent enough. It's not cutting the throat.
You have said on the Domonique Foxworth show that the Chiefs are all the way back and that the league needs an alert. The teams that you know are positive, are good. Name them.
None. I think there are no teams that are as good as the Eagles were last year. There are no teams, including the Chiefs, that are as good as the Chiefs were at their peak. The whole league feels like some of the bad teams have like gotten a little bit better and some of the great teams have gotten a little bit worse. But I think the thing that's most attractive, which I know you pay attention to, Dan, about the Chiefs is they're fun again. And the defense, I think, they do this cool thing thing that Steve Spagnuolo does where he has a blitz or some sort of coverage that he knows gonna work, and he does not call it. He like saves it, puts it in his pocket for a certain time, which gives me faith in the defense that when they need a play, they're gonna be able to get that play. But they're not gonna need that play as much as they used to because they're gonna be blowing people out because the offense, if anything, is back, especially when and if they get their rookie tackle back, Josh Simmons. I think they're going to be like pretty proficient at scoring points, which of course is the point of the game. But I don't know. No one's really like stepped out there. I think we'll see about the Colts. They're going to continue to get tested. I think they're probably one of those teams that we have some baggage, so we're not going to be quick to anoint them. But if you watch them play, you'll see. I think they actually are really good. And Danny Dimes is, Indiana Jones, right? New nickname.
Domonique, it feels like the Colts play like really good defense. Their running game is really strong with Jonathan Taylor. And if Danny Dimes can continue to do what he's doing now, they could be probably one of the best teams in the AFC.
Yeah, their defense, I think, is like tricky, which is they're good at tricking people and confusing people. We'll see how good they are when that no longer works. But I think the fact that their offense is so good, it makes it so much easier. Like, we've changed the rules in this game. If you remember back when we were all younger, like, defense was it, like defense and running the ball. Now it feels like the most important thing you can have is not a great defense. It's an offense that can't be stopped. And Daniel Jones is not just being like a game manager. Some of the plays that he's making and the throws that he's making are top level, like Matt Stafford-esque throws on occasion. It's not as consistent as Matt Stafford does it, but he's showing that he has that ability. The next question is like high pressure situations. And I've always had a hard time with that as an assessment, like guys who choke and stuff, because it just doesn't feel concrete enough for me to grab onto. But you can kind of find some statistics that suggest that some people are worse in those situations. I just have a real hard time because I've been made to, or other people have been made to look so stupid when they're like, this guy can't win the big one. And eventually he wins the big one. Like, I just don't get it. So that's the hard part. And I know we saw it with Sam Darnold last year, but Sam Darnold, he's better this year than he was last year. So I suspect that him and the Seahawks, another team that I really like, that might be my favorite team right now, especially if they get healthy in the secondary with Leonard Williams up front. Like, that team is going to be incredible with Darnold and JSN, the receiver core. And that team I think might surprise some people.
What are you laughing at?
I'm turning into Dane.
JSN, huh? JSN,
the cheat
code.
That's the announcer cheat code.
JSN.
Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Yeah, because I said that last name, man. It's tricky.
Oh,
man.
and Jigba, right? I didn't get it wrong.
Not you. I'm just saying the announcers.
Don't grunk me. Don't grunk me.
He was laughing because you chose to go with the initials instead of the name, because the name has some danger in it. But you said Smith and Jigba's the best receiver in the league. You've already pronounced him that. I don't think I haven't heard a lot of other people saying that, even though he's got the most explosive plays in the league.
What's most interesting to me about any of this is that I want to know who's watching my show and telling you what I said, because there's no chance that you are. Like, I want to know who's out here watching it and telling you my takes, because I might want to come on here with a brand new take.
Dominique, let me tell you right now, he doesn't watch Cinephobe, so he's never done any Cinephobe references. So I'm guessing he actually watches your show.
Nah, he don't. He got somebody. Somebody's doing the work, Dan. All right, come clean, Dan. Who's watching it and telling you?
Not true. I'm listening to the things you say.
Yeah.
That's you're tricky with your language right there. Are you listening to the things I say, or are you listening to my show?
There was just a graphic up on ESPN when it was.
Yes.
Was it What the Fox?
Yeah, What the Fox. There was just a graphic. Domonique says Smith and Jigba's the best receiver in the league.
You were like, huh?
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I could fool Domonique into thinking I care.
Retribution is the movie, by the way, this week on Cinephobe.
That is impressive, though. Like, as we're making fun of you for being old, the ability to, like, retain short-term things, like, you're not that old yet,
Thank you that I don't have Alzheimer's. A very impressive bar that Kevin McGonigal.
Yes.
How is Dan? That's the kind of
it's
thing
always
you would
less
do. Yeah.
How is Dan?
Yeah, you got to suck your teeth first. I get that question every now and then. It's like, hey, How's he doing?
We've got
good in Miami.
Fewer than 90 seconds left. I saw a great clip the other day that I want you to tell me how common it is. Hollywood Brown scored on a touchdown. They played the wired for sound. Hollywood Brown comes up to the line of scrimmage, clearly has no idea what the play is. Turns to Juju Smith-Schuster and say, "What do I have to do here?" And he says, "You got the shallow route," and then scores a touchdown. Had no idea what the play was. How common is that?
I think it's probably not that common, but more common than you think, which is probably a pretty shitty answer. But every team has at least one guy who never knows what's going on and another guy who knows everybody's job on both sides of the ball. There's normally one or two guys that you know if this is, and it's normally with game plan specific stuff where it's like, all right, in cover 4, when we see this against this team in this situation, we're going to play this route combination this way. There's always somebody who's like, and if you've been around long enough, you know, tell them before they ask. You got to tell them before they ask. You're like, hey, we're going to palms this where you get the number 2 to the flat. You got to drive number 1. Those are the things. And I mean, in their defense, some of this stuff is like unnecessarily like Byzantine and complicated.
It was pretty great, though, because the next clip I saw, Hollywood Brown scores the touchdown. He's running around the sideline talking about how God did that, and then Juju comes over and says, "You know, I knew the play, right? I'm the one." Like, you do remember that you didn't know the play before you came to the touchdown.
It's very Byzantine? Is that what he's
That's what he
like
said.
The Empire?
You turned it into Dan.
It just means like unnecessarily complicated. Like
so that word was Byzantine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like Rube Goldberg would be like a Byzantine like contraption. Am I gone?
See you later,
on
Dom.
there anymore?
Thank
I
you for
wanna
this
talk
podcast
more.
experience.
Billy, I love you. You're the best.
Okay, bye. Goodbye.
Hey, audience, I got a special treat for you because I want to talk to you about Miller Lite, but I want to talk to you about Miller Lite with my good friend Rose. Hey, Rose.
Hi, everybody.
When we hang out, and we hang out often, we're friends. I consider us friends.
Yeah, me too.
We're often toasting the good times. And what am I toasting with?
With Miller Lite.
That's right, Miller Lite. Whether you're hanging out with your dear friend Rose or at game day, it just hits different when you got a Miller Lite in your hand. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to fantasy heartbreaks, it's a beer that has been there for every moment. 50 years of great taste, simple ingredients, and that iconic golden color that you can spot across the room. And it's just not the color of the beer, which is brilliant. That beautiful white can. How beautiful is that? Is that you doing the sound of a can
Yes.
opening? Is that your favorite sound?
No, it is a horsey.
A horsey? All right, we'll stop doing that. And here's a kicker. Miller Lite is just 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. The original light beer since 1975. That's right. And still hitting different 5 decades later. You're so good at this, Rose.
I know.
So whatever your game day looks like, remember, Miller time is always a good
time.
Look at us. We're a great tag team. High five again. Can you do that beer sound one more time? And the horse sound one more time? I regret asking you about that one, but the Miller Lite sound is good. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller
time.
Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Ounces.
No, it says.
Oh, it says.